Good evening and welcome to Boom Market Structure. This is your host Rian Hobson, and we actually have a very confused day today, especially when you start at the European Union. That was one. That one actually entirely was a surprise to me, but nothing happened. But I will explain that. Then we're looking at the inflation expectation of the United States. That one will be actually quite a headache. Coming tomorrow, where you have the PPI numbers that come through. And then after that, you have the Federal Reserve that actually will announce the interest rate hike, but we are not sure with how much because things are a bit changing there. So we need to be careful on that one. And then we have oil that dropped actually below $100. Nobody knew actually what was the whole story, why oil price dropped. People have a lot of different explanations on that, but it didn't make sense to me, so I didn't even take the trade. And then gold price is actually quite funny. Gold is actually steady at about let's say close to about 950. It's actually steady there, going up, going down the whole entire time. That is now since last week. And I'm not sure actually what is the story actually with gold, but it's sitting nicely at 1950. And I will explain that one as well. And then we have the bond yields that actually entirely wrecked actually the equity market because it was up at one stage with about a 0. I think it was 0.1% was up at one stage. So you have to be careful there on the bond yields, and that also caused actually equities to go down. Ooh, my man. Equity actually bond yields, the 10-year bond yield is actually up with a 0.12%. That is just for today. That is actually quite wild. So that actually wrecked actually the equity market today, and also you have the dollar that was going down. But I will start first with the cryptocurrencies. But before I go on, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube page. And also my show is later in the mornings at 10 o'clock on radio. So please, the link is below. Click on it, register, and then you'll get my updates when I'm actually live in the mornings, because that is where the trading starts, and that is where I give my forecast for the trading period. Now, so we have the cryptos actually. So the EU didn't actually vote in favor of proof of work. So the cryptos are safe because they were about to ban actually cryptos today. So if they voted actually in favor of the proof of work, which they said cryptos is messing up the environment and all the type of nonsense that they put on, so they nearly banned crypto. But crypto survived the whole story, so the cryptos are safe. And afterwards, crypto was trading flat, and that has all to do with the whole story about inflation. Now, Elon Musk actually said something very nice today. He actually said your best bet actually is to put your money into companies, your savings, put it into companies, not in currency. Because of inflation is going everywhere up. Whether it is in South Africa, whether in the United States, whether you in Europe, it's going up. So Elon Musk make a statement to say the best thing is to put your money in companies that is valuable. And that's why I built one, which is basically the Forex board game. And that one I will actually go in detail tomorrow to you, where you can put your money into the Forex board game. So that is actually the best bet that I have for a lot of people. Even Elon Musk is saying, that is your best chance to survive, is to put your money into companies that actually give actually high returns out. Now, that is now coming to your inflation expectations. Now, the PPI number comes out at 230 tomorrow. That number, it looks like it can go to double digits. If that is the case, we might get two scenarios. One, the dollar can actually fly up, or two, the dollar can basically sink. So we are not sure what to do in that circumstance. So we have to wait for Hoppers to and see what will be the reaction of the market. Because honestly, I can't tell you now that the dollar will go up. Initially, that is what normally happens. If inflation numbers come out strong, the market will already think that the Federal Reserve will hike aggressively. That is now on Thursday. But as things stands now, there's actually a monitor that shows the market, how they price in actually the inflation. And it shows actually that they price in inflation at a 0.25, at a 0.25, and inflation is literally ravaging the United States economy. And it's literally, they're only going to hike the interest rate with the 0.25 basis points. So this is actually quite a nice tool that I actually saw. I'm just actually trying to share my screen with you. And it's actually quite nice to work at. It's actually on investing.com. It's not much a site that I actually like, but this is actually on investing.com. I hope you guys can see. There we go. So that is actually where this is the tool that they use. This is the Federal Reserve tool. They say here 0.25 to 0.50. That is actually 97.3%. That is how the market priced in the interest rate hike for tomorrow. So the interest rate hike is already being priced in. That is cemented. The thing is, with how much will the Federal Reserve actually increase it with maybe to 50 basis points? 50 basis points, that we don't know. But as they say here, the market only see that at a 2.7%. So the market literally says no, that they will not lift it up to the 0.5%. The market is very sure there will be an interest rate hike, but only with a 0.25%. Well, that brings us actually to the next part. If the Federal Reserve actually put up a 0.25%, the thing is the market actually lost. That is just my assumption. I'm not talking for everybody else. But the market actually don't trust Jerome Powell. Because one, the guy was talking last year about transitory, that inflation is transitory. The market did believe him at some point. Will the market believe him again? I doubt that. I honestly doubt that. This guy was convinced. Every single meeting last year, he came up, the inflation is transitory, it will go up and it will go away. Now it is sticky. So the trust of the Federal Reserve is entirely broken. And also last year, there was a whole scandal of Kaplan and other central bank managers or voting members, basically, that were busy with trading. And while the Federal Reserve was printing money, these guys were scoring on the market that went up after the pandemic. So after the lockdowns globally. So the thing is, the Federal Reserve's image is really tainted. I'm not sure will the market believe him. If he comes with a 0.25, the market will not believe him. The market will think that this guy is doing nothing, and that might causes a heavy sell-off in the dollar, and also it can spike up gold and also maybe cryptocurrencies, because the market will not trust actually Jerome Powell, because he was on the transitory train the whole entire bloody time and it did not work. So will the market believe him this time around? I honestly doubt it. If he really wants his credibility back, he must actually lift it up with a 0.5% or with a 0.75% to say that he is serious to bring down inflation. Well, that is the story for Jerome Powell. I doubt he will do it, because if he goes hard on interest rate, he might cause a recession. And nobody wants a recession on his head, so I doubt he will do it. I'm actually bullish on gold. I did sell it off, but that was after the war. And they are talking and blah, 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 blah. So I'm not sure what the hell is going on there. They're still talking. And for me, it looks like the war is just scarce, or it's entirely overrated. I know people are dying, but honestly, it's now done and dusted. Whatever happens there must happen. The thing is that for me, gold looks like it can go actually quite heavily up. If Jerome Powell comes with a 0.25 and the market don't believe him, which I think the market is not believing him, we might see gold spike up to about, I don't know, to over 2,000 definitely, because the market lost trust and the people will go into things that make sense. One is gold, two is cryptos, and three is maybe to companies as Elon Musk said to invest their money in. That is not just in the United States. This is across the world. South Africans, in particular, don't trust our government at all. So there's a whole bunch of trust. Your best thing is to get a good company to put your money in, or you can basically have gold or your cryptos, wherever you want to be. But I will definitely talk about the Forex board game basically tomorrow to you, where you can actually score some opportunities on that one. So I'm actually more bullish on gold and obviously on my game. But I don't think that people are serious to actually to drill down inflation, and that you need to be careful, because once inflation goes further up, your money is useless, your investments is useless, your pension fund is useless, everything that you have is basically useless. So the only thing that you have is your companies that looks profitable, or your gold or your silver or your bitcoins. The other one is oil. Listen, I don't know why oil dropped so drastically today. It's not that the Russians is now totally supplying the oil to the market, or there's a a glut of oil. I'm honestly not sure why oil actually prices dropped so heavily. I think that was more of a bluff than anything else. I saw oil actually retrace a bit. Gold was actually steady because normally what happens when oil prices drops, gold normally goes with it, and then you have a strong dollar. The market didn't make sense at all today. That's why I didn't even bother to trade. Because normally when oil is going down, you have the Japanese yen that goes up, your US dollar that goes up, and then you have gold that actually drops. Gold was fairly flat. It's been sitting there at 1950 since last week. For me, it looks like it's a very strong support line that is actually been building there for gold. For me, I didn't open any gold trades yet, but for me, it looks like gold is actually bullish. I will surely look what is tomorrow's news, which is the PPI number that comes out. And then obviously I will look at the Federal Reserve statement, and then I will make a decision afterwards. For now, if you want to actually place the trade on the market, well, it's just my opinion, you will definitely get a bit fucked. Because honestly speaking, I honestly don't know how to actually to trade with this thing, because the main news is coming out on Thursday. And that is when the Federal Reserve will say what the hell they're going to do. Are they going to press hard on accelerate on interest rates or not? And even in South Africa, the same story. So if you just jump in the market without that forward guidance of the Federal Reserve, then my man, you're looking at something that might turn on you. Because the market for me is just moving in ranges. Oil is moving in ranges, and you have gold that is sitting in ranges. That is the two that I look at. Bitcoin or the cryptos is going absolutely nowhere. So I will definitely leave the market as it is for now. Wait for Thursday what is coming up, and then I will actually place my trades in which direction I need to go. But that is all from my side. Please don't forget that my show in the mornings is at 10 o'clock. The link is below. Click on it on Mixlers on radio. There I can be more explicit, swear, and do whatever I like. And then you can just click on that, and then you can tune in the mornings, and that is where I actually normally have some setups for you. So that is it from my side for today. I will see you guys tomorrow again at 8 o'clock. Bye-bye.